Hello there, Aries. Thank you so much for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the week of April 15th through the 21st. I have cleared your cards. I'm just putting the final shuffle on these before I actually put them down. We are going to be looking at themes that are going to be happening during the week in particular parts of your life. Got things like trying to fall out of my hand already. We're not ready for you guys yet. Alrighty. Aries. One of the cards that flipped over was the Queen of Wands, so we know that is indicating you guys. We'll see if it comes out again in the spread. Okay. Let's see what you have, shall we? The first thing I'm looking at for you, Aries, I'm looking at your environment. And your environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Usually it does show up as home, but sometimes it shows up as work, or it can show up any other place where you have energy or effort invested as well. What I'm seeing is you're feeling very much alone in your environment. So you are having a lot of time to really think things through and figure things out. Really, there's a lot of self-reflection going on in whatever environment this is. You know, maybe at work, everybody else is out on business trips or whatever, and they left you to hold the fort down. Or maybe at home, you know, people are all taken off, and now it's your turn to, just be there. And so you really have a lot of time, whatever's going on, you have a lot of time to really reflect on yourself and what makes you tick. Okay. So that's the first thing that we have coming up for you, Aries. The next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about your subconscious leanings. So here, what I'm seeing is that you've set up some kind of boundaries with somebody. You've told somebody, I don't mind helping you this much, but anything beyond that is something that you're going to have to cover yourself or get somebody else to help you with because I'm just not able. I don't have the time. I don't have the resources. I don't have the desire, whatever it is. Okay. So, and your subconscious, you're kind of expecting that somebody's going to be trying to knock down those boundaries and trying to get you to do whatever it is that you said, this is a little bit more than where I'm willing to go. So subconsciously, I think you're working on what am I going to do if that actually happens? Because you're kind of anticipating it and you're working on how you're going to handle that when it actually does come up. Yasmin Smith, hey, hey. Gotcha, Yasmin. Are you worried about like violent type stuff? Let's see. The next thing that I'm looking about for you, Aries, tells me about your communication style and also your learning style. We are going to look at learning style. I think that you're finding a lot of information whenever it comes to this particular life cycle. You're finding a lot of information this week through friends, gossip, passing along information through the grapevine. Okay. You want to make sure you can trust your sources, definitely. But I do see a lot of information coming to you through very informal channels. Okay. And then as far as communication that you are doing, I feel like there's something going on, Aries, where you're planting seeds in other people's head. Okay. You want them to um, kind of come to some conclusions that you would about some things that you would like to see happen sort of on their own, so that whenever it comes time for you to actually approach them about what these things that you would like to see happen, they're kind of halfway there already. So I think that during this week you're doing some seed planting and hoping that other people will pick up the ball and run with it without you having to be really obvious about stating what you really want in whatever situation this is we're looking at. Now, next thing we're looking at talks to me about work. Now, work, I see work two ways. I see it as that way that we make a living, but I also see it as that way that we improve ourselves purely for our own satisfaction. Okay. So, as far as work to make a living, let's see. I do feel like whatever's going on at work, you're not feeling very inspired about handling it or doing it. So whatever project there is, maybe it's a little tedious or maybe it's just not your favorite thing. Just not feeling very inspired, just doing it because it needs to be done. And as far as inner work, I feel like you kind of might have a case of the blahs, Aries, and I think the inner work is trying to figure out how do you break free from that. Are there activities should be participating in? Is this just kind of all in your mind and you just need to do some emotional spiritual work? But really, inner work is breaking free from the blahs. Aha. Well, if he's got his Venus in Mars, then that means this is going to be more about love life for him, Yasmin. Like if I want to know about my love life, I look at my Venus sign, generally speaking. Um, But the fact that he has Mars in here too, that could also be about his career and his general actions. So he could have a really mixed up, both mixed in kind of soupy thing here. Nikki Queens, hello, hello, glad to see you. All right, so moving on with the reading, let's look at that part of you, Aries, that's being grown or expanded through this week. What we have coming up is, I think, Aries, you're starting to realize that you're out of balance in some way. And, for some of you, this is going to be finances that you're realizing. For a lot of you, actually, it's going to be finances. But for others of you, you're going to be realizing that your emotions are not as balanced as you had perceived yourself to be. And so you're going to be starting to think about what can I do to improve my balance, whichever way that comes in for you, Aries. And maybe for some of you, it's both. Um, The next thing that we have going on talks to me about those things that you stand for this week, Aries. And it looks to me like there's some kind of romantic action happening in your life. And if this is not romantic action with another person, then this would be you pampering and luxuriating yourself some way. Maybe a trip to the spa or whatever is luxury for you and pampering for you. All right. So either romantic action with a romantic interest or romantic partner, or you're really pampering yourself and lavishing love on yourself. Somebody's has something to say about this to you. Okay, so they're either asking you, "Why are you going out with that guy?" or "Why are you doing that? How romantic? I don't know if that's romantic or whatever." Or, "Why are you spending so much money on yourself for something that's going to be gone in who knows how long?" Whatever. Somebody's just coming at you about this, and you're having to tell them, "Hey, step off the curb, Jack. This happens to be my life. This happens to be my choice. Back off." Okay. The next thing I'm looking at talks to me about how other people perceive you. This is a cool card to have, Aries, because it tells me that other people perceive you as being very much in touch with who you are, being very self aware, and being able to express any emotions that you're having in a very open and direct way. So that's way cool. The next thing that we're looking at for the week of the 15th through the 21st is we're looking at a key lesson or experience, which can really start to shift the energy of the week for you into something else. And what we have going on here is you are doing something with somebody else that you really, really enjoy, and you're doing it without somebody like kind of looking over your neck or, looking over your, just standing right next to your ear. "Oh, why don't you do it this way? How about you do it by then? How about you do that, 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 that?" None of that. You guys are just really enjoying whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're working together and you're really enjoying it, whether you're on vacation together and you're really enjoying it, doesn't matter. The experience is one that is of happiness and it's one that you're sharing with somebody else. So you're not doing this alone. Okay. So as you incorporate that experience into your life, we have some things going on. First of all, you are realizing that there is someone in your life that you thought, or even something in your life that you thought that you really liked and that you really enjoyed, and you were hoping for a longer future with that thing. This can even be a hobby. It doesn't have to even be a relationship or a person. Now, having said that, of course it can be, but I want you to keep your mind open. What is it that you've been really enjoying and looking forward to and planning on doing for a long time? So you're starting to realize that this thing is not all that it's cracked up to be. And maybe you're kind of changing your mind about how long you actually want to work on this thing, relationship, hobby, whatever. Okay. The other thing that's going on is I think you are actually doing something in a different geographic location. Okay. And it may be that you're doing this because, you had such a good time with this other person. Maybe you want to move closer to where that other person is. All right. Hard telling exactly why. But what we have going on is there is some kind of move into a different place. Okay. And if you're not actually moving into a different place, the other way that this comes in, and I think it is coming in for a few of you, this doesn't show up very often on this card for me, but you may be having a major shift in your perspective. Major shift in your perspective after spending some good quality time with this other person, whether it's working, vacationing, whatever. And I think that this is actually, it's making you question. It's making you question some things, making you question some old thoughts or old plans that you had always had. And I think that what's going on is you're starting to find yourself under stress because you're starting to question things and you're starting to wonder if you should make some changes or if you should keep things status quo. And so this really is putting a lot of stress on you until you can get to the point where you feel comfortable making a decision about that. Okay? So that is what I'm seeing for you guys for main themes for the week, Aries. I hope that you find that helpful. Those of you who are interested in scheduling a private reading, because of course this is just a general reading, so not all the energies that I see here will apply to every single person. So if you would like to get a private reading, feel free to contact me. You can find my contact information at my website, www.amista.info. Thank you. Okay, so Yasmin says, we used to co-parent, but he's threatening with taking the kids and money, leaving me nothing. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Gotcha, Yasmin. All right. You think you, oh, yeah, for this week? Yeah, I'm on to the 15th to the 21st is what I'm working on now, Willie Dog's Mama. Gotcha, Yasmin. Hello there, Romy. Okay, so let's look at Yasmin's question. What will happen after she serves her soon-to-be ex? Okay, honey bunny. We have some things that aren't too surprising here. The first thing that we have coming up is the Four of Swords. This does talk about taking a break. So I think that after you serve him, you guys are going to have some time where you just really aren't talking. And actually, maybe that's a good thing. Okay. And then this card just emphasizes that. It makes it even stronger. This shows you being on your own, taking care of everything, taking care of the kids, taking care of everything. All right. We've got the Page of Coins in reverse. This is bad news about money. This is telling me that, don't expect a lot from him right away. Just not going to be, he's not going to be cooperative in that area. All right. So you're going to be really, really on your own for a little while. Now, the next card that we have coming up has the Sun card in reverse. To me, this is telling me that you guys will spend some time talking and trying to work things out as far as how things should move forward, not as in trying to get back together, but trying to work things out about what's fair moving forward. I don't see that going very well, to be honest with you. With the Sun card in reverse, I think that that's going to be some very non-productive time, actually. What I'm picking up is I'm sensing him kind of throwing fits and letting you know how unhappy he is with the situation, but not really coming up with any kind of solutions or anything to help the two of you move forward. Well, you know a lot more about astrology than I do, Yasmin. All right, so here's your last card, Miss Yasmin, and that's the Six of Clubs. If you know anything about the tarot, you know this is victory. This is, you have just been working on a project that not only benefits yourself, but also benefits other people in your sphere of influence. In this case, that's going to be your children. And with this victory, this shows that, no, definitely the kids are going to be, they're not going to disappear. And guess what? He is going to have to pay child support. No big surprise there. Okay. But this is victory in the end. So you do have a tough go. I mean, I think, the break from him will probably be easier. Doing everything all on your own, kind of tough. Page of Coins in reverse, he's definitely not supporting until he's made to. Any discussions you have with him, not productive, waste of time, waste of energy, make you frustrated and aggravated, maybe even want to cry just from out of pure frustration. But once you have your day in court, things are good. That's when the fairness comes in. Okay, so that's your answer, Yasmin. Nikki Queen, I just answer one question at the end of one of these weeklies. And what I do is when I get done reading for whatever sign, I just see what questions are there and answer whichever one Spirit nudges me to answer. So that's already been taken care of with Yasmin. So I don't know, maybe you can catch me on another video, or if you would like to know that, you may want to just order a one question reading off of my website. And once you send your payment and the question, send your question and email to me, then I go ahead and sit down with that and I tell you what comes up. All right. So that's what we've got for Aries. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, keeping me fresh and on top of things. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the thumbs up that you guys have given me. And thank you, those of you who have shared. I do appreciate that as well. Everyone have a fantastic week. Peace out.